The cab, while Chloe snoozed in the other seat, had stirred up in Emily a lovely case of the tingles. A mild case. A very mild case, because she wasn't interested in Ryan, of course, but it was always nice to stretch those charm muscles once in a while. She wasn't quite ready to say goodbye to that, but apparently he was. Okay then, if he didn't care, then she didn't care. All right. We're taking the very first boat in the morning, so if we don't happen to see you again, well, it's been interesting. He laughed, and she noticed how impeccably straight his teeth were. Someone had an excellent orthodontist and a personal trainer. He was in good shape. She felt a second twinge of disappointment, but tried to chalk it up to nothing more than fatigue and a misplaced sense of connection from having survived that airport debacle together. Surely, that's all it was. Ryan nodded. Yes, very interesting. Thanks for helping me. If it wasn't for you, I'd probably still be sitting at that airport. Mom, can I have the key? We're here. Chloe pointed at the brass number on the brown wooden door, then took the key from Emily's outstretched hand. She hauled a couple of suitcases through the opening, dragging them into the room. See you around, Ryan. Don't forget to try some Moose Tracks fudge. It's the best. Hope we see you over on the island. She waved and was gone, the door clicking shut behind her. Ryan had stopped walking when Emily stopped, and now they stood awkwardly in the hall, a fluorescent yellow light buzzing overhead. Moose Tracks, huh? He said. Rocky Road is my favorite, but it's fudge, so, it's all pretty good. Right. Fudge. He seemed distracted for a second, but then said, Listen, maybe we could connect while we're over there. Maybe you could give me a behind-the-scenes tour. His suggestion seemed innocent enough. She couldn't tell if he was hinting at anything other than what was on the surface, but either way, she felt a little better. Even if this was the proverbial I'll give you a call sometime, at least he was making an attempt. Pride was a funny thing. Even though she didn't really care if she saw him on the island, she at least wanted him to make the effort. Yeah, sure. Text me your number. He set down the other bags he was carrying, and they both pulled out their phones. What's yours? He asked, thumbs poised and at the ready. She told him, and they said goodnight, hesitating just long enough for her to feel awkward again, and then he turned and continued down the hall, while Emily quickly entered her room. Once inside, she leaned against the solid wooden door, feeling stupidly girlish about having just given a man her number, or maybe those flutters in her stomach were just from hunger. Yes, that was probably it. Just hunger. What's up with you? Chloe asked. She was already lying on the bed, and her stuff was strewn all over the room. How had she made such a mess in the 90 seconds Emily had been out in the hall? It was a real gift that girl had. Nothing is up with me. I'm just tired and starving. Let's go get something to eat before it's too late. I think he's cute, too. What? Ryan. He's a hottie. I mean, for an old guy. You should totally hang out with him while we're on the island. Emily pushed herself away from the door and kicked off her high heels. They'd been a terrible decision, and her feet were killing her, but she'd expected to arrive on the island today and wanted to look nice and successful. Mostly she wanted to look successful, because as far as her family was concerned, that's what she was, a successful businesswoman. And it wasn't that she wanted to be dishonest. She just didn't want to add penniless moocher to her resume. If anyone discovered her current state of money troubles, there'd be whispers, and then there'd be roars. Some people would want to rescue her, while others would enjoy seeing her fail. She just didn't need any of that right now. She didn't need Ryan Taggart, the good-looking guy in the nice suit, either. Even if he was interested, he'd just be a messy complication to her already messy life. Plus, he'd told her he lived in Sacramento, which was too far from San Antonio to be workable anyway. Said the cart as it looked back at the horse. Ryan seems very nice, Chloe, but this trip is about family.